Everyone, I hope everyone is doing great at their homes. Stay strong, stay safe. So in this video we are going to study about use case diagram. So basically, what is the purpose of this use case diagram? Before getting into it, we should know that what is use case. So basically, use cases specifies the expected behavior which contains what instead of how the exact method of making it happens, right? So basically, what use case diagram is depicting you, it is depicting the expected behavior, that is what is going to happen in your product or in that particular software which you are going to produce, instead of telling you the exact method of making it, right? So the key concept of use case modeling is that it helps you for designing a system from the end user perspective, which means that how the user will be dealing to your particular system which you will be creating. So this technique is also the effective technique for communicating system behavior in the user's terms. Why? By specifying all the externally visible system behavior. So what we can say that in use case diagram we are depicting that what are the functions you are providing is usually simple, as it is not showing any of the details of the use case, although it only shows you the relationship between the actor and the use case and the system, right? And it also does not shows the order in which the steps are performed to achieve the goals of each use case, or I can say the function, right? So the purpose we are talking for the use case diagram are typically in the early stages of the development, as people apply this modeling for the various purposes. Various purposes can be, the very first can be that it specifies the context of a system, right? Or second purpose could be capture the requirement of a system, validate a system architecture, okay. So these were the few purposes we were talking about. Now let's get into the notations we will be following in use case diagram. So for the notation descriptions, we do have the actor, use case, communication link and the boundary of a system. ठीक है, तो for notations this is known as the actor. So actor is someone who interacts with the use case, or I can say with the system function. Okay, actor can plays a role in a business. It can be in a concept of a user as well. ठीक है, for example, a professor can be a instructor and as also can be a researcher. So it plays a two roles with two systems, right? So actor is the one who triggers the use case or the function in your particular system, and the actor is also responsible for the system inputs, and actor always have some expectations from the systems, or I can say it also have expectations regarding in terms of the outputs. So now let's come to the use case, which I am saying always that it is a system function. So this oval shape, or I'll say eclipse shape, is the use case or the system function or the process which is can be automated or the manual, right? So this actor is linked with use case. it is must, or I can say it is mandatory, that actor needs to be linked to the use case. It is not necessary that actor is linked with the each use case, but it is necessary that actor need to be related with at least one of the use case in the system, right? So how the communication link is? Communication link is like this. So this is called the communication link. Right? So by connecting the actor to a use case by a solid link is called as communication link. ठीक है? Actors can be connected to these use cases with the associations as well. ठीक है? Or by using some another messages as well, right? So the fourth notations we will be using in the use case diagram is the boundary, right? So what is boundary? Boundary is this rectangle I have drawn over here. So this is the boundary of the system, right? It is potentially the entire system which is defined in your requirement documents, right? For large and the complex system if you are making, so each module must be having the system boundary, right? Like suppose we are talking about the ERP system organization, right? So each module of that particular ERP, suppose as payroll, accounting, so each module is comprises of that particular boundary of a system, right? And if your system is small, so you can be create the whole system in a one single boundary. See, the another two important relationships we talk in the use case diagram is, the very first is the include and the second is extends. So when we talk about include, so include means that the one use case is using the another use case and all alone they are not capable of performing a particular task. Suppose if I need to place a order from Zomato or some other food ordering system, it is required me to log in first, right? So that is how we use include. So for performing one task or for performing on one use case, it is mandatory to perform on the another use case when we are using this include relationship. Second is extend. Extend is not mandatory, but there can be chances. Suppose when you are swiping up your card or you are taking some money out from your the ATM, so ATM asks you whether you want a receipt or not. So this comes under the extends categorization. Let's see more from the example. So this is the example. Here is a customer with three use cases, that is, first is open account, second is deposit funds, third is withdraw the money, right? So for depositing fund, it is mandatory that our balance gets updated. So there is no point if you are depositing the money and your balance is not updated. So this is how include works. So likewise, when you are withdrawing money, so it is important that the other function, that balance needs to be updated, it should be the included section. Likewise, for depositing funds, extends use case is calculating the bonus. See, calculating the bonus is above having some range over here, that above so much of deposit money you will be calculating the bonus. So it is a extended feature. So this is how we are creating the use cases, and this is how we will be depicting the relationship among the use cases. I hope you guys understood that how it works, and you will be able to make a use case diagram with your problem statements in your examination as well. See how we can write down the use case in your documents, right? So we do require the template for the same. So when we do have a template, we are having a various types. So I am mentioning over here template 1 and template 2. So there is no such difference. We need to mention all the things in both the templates. It's just sequence of the matter you are writing is just different, right? So the very first thing you need to mention is the brief introduction, which gives the quite will say that quick background of the use cases, right? Second is the actor you need to provide the list of the actors that are interacting, or we can say participate in any of the use cases. Third is the flow of events, which says in flow of event we do have two kinds of flows. The very first is basic flow and the second is the alternative flow. For basic flow, so here we need to mention, or I'll say list the primary events that will occur when the use case will be executed, whereas in the alternative flow we will be mentioning any alternative flow which is required for a particular use case, right? So the fourth point is the spatial requirement, where we are using the business tools as per the requirement in a use case narration as well. And these business rules will be applied over here, which can used for writing the test cases as well, and both the success and the failure scenario should be described over here only. Next is the preconditions, the conditions that needs to be satisfied for the use case to execute. Okay, now the next is the post condition. In post conditions we have to mention that after the execution of the use case, different states of systems are defined. Now the last is the extension point. See, extension point can be defined in terms of, suppose I am having some use case login and the extended version of and the another extended use case for it called, I'll say, invalid password. So there will be an extended point in the login use case, and that extension point will be mentioning invalid password. So that's how you are going to depict your diagram as well as the document for a particular use. If you like the video, then don't forget to like the video and comment below the video, and also do not forget to subscribe my channel, and the most important thing, share among your friends as well. Thank you.